There was a home in Marysville, and the anguish that the walls have held there for 2 unbearable months would break some families.
I would describe it as probably the most painful, challenging, yet, how do you put it, blessed experience that I could ever have had in so many ways.
Steve Jahn has been married to Peggy for 31 years.
And this was actually our wedding picture on January 21st, 1989.
There was a picture of them, and above it the words, "Grow old with me." It very nearly didn't happen.
Sunday, March 1st, wake up, I feel sick.
He had the coronavirus, but his symptoms were short-lived. 2 days later, March 3rd.
Tuesday afternoon, my wife called and she said, I don't feel good.
Peggy had COVID-19 too, but didn't know it. She refused to go to the hospital. Peggy's mother and stepfather live with the Jahns, and on March 10th, Howard wasn't right.
Starts telling me that he feels like he maybe can't get a deep breath.
Howard tested positive and was taken to the hospital.
Yeah, I spent 11 or 10 nights there.
On Saturday, March 14th, Peggy was very sick.
And I took one look at her face, and she was done. And she sat down on a stool, was bent over, and I said, 911 now.
12 hours later, she was told she was going to die.
All I remember was when I went into ER, the doctor told me that he came up to me and said, "You're not going to survive this. You're not going to survive this." And I was just, what? What do you mean I'm not going to survive this? I said, do something, do something. And he had me call or get a hold of my family and let them know that.
My cell phone rings and it's her. And I go, "Hey, sweetheart." She goes, "Hi, the doctor just came in and he told me I might not make it."
The next day, she was rendered unconscious and put on a ventilator. 2 days later, Peggy's mother, Lillian, went to the doctor. She, too, had the coronavirus. 20 days went by. Steve, not knowing if Peggy would survive, was taking care of himself and 2 other family members, all with COVID-19, all quarantined, all without his wife. By April 5th, his strength was almost gone.
So I remember I went in to brush my teeth, and I looked in the mirror, and her rings sparkled at me. And I just lost it. I literally lost it. And I hadn't lost it much. And I just turned toward heaven and I said, "God, I can't take much more." Sorry. I said, "I can't take much more. It's just overwhelming." I said, "At this point," I said, "either please bring her back to me, give her back, or take her, because I can't do this much more."
The next day, the 6th, they let him go to see Peggy. She was still unconscious, comatose. Doctors told him something he hasn't forgotten.
You also have to understand that, what you see may be the best you ever get. I put my hand on her head. I told her I loved her. I told her she was strong.
And then something astounding happened. Over the next 3 days, she made a remarkable turnaround. On April 10th, she woke up. She was still alive.
It's kind of surreal. It's surreal. I don't remember a whole lot of it. I was, under anesthesia a whole lot, but waking up, it just didn't seem real.
I'm like, okay, I got her back. I've got her back. This is like a whole new start to life.
April 15th, Steve got on FaceTime and got on a knee.
I just want to say, Peggy Jahn, would you remarry me at your earliest convenience? And she says, "Come get me." That was her response, "Come get me."
5 days later, April 20th, he walked down the hallway at Providence Hospital to visit her again.
There we go. There's my girl.
April 23rd.
How you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing great.
And there are preparations being made.
Just what I like, all that kind of attention.
Yeah.
Not.
The next day, April 24th, Providence Hospital.
I thank God. I just thank God for all of the amazing, my family, the amazing medical staff here. They're just phenomenal.
Nurses said their goodbyes, and Peggy insisted on getting up and walking to the car on her own because she felt strong and alive again. Back at home, the driveway was decorated with signs. Peggy's children waited.
I didn't think this was gonna happen.
Yeah.
There were times when it was over, that was it.
The car took the turn and made its way up the path, and it all came flooding back. There is no place like home.
Hi, sweetie. Hi, honey. Oh, baby boy. Hi, honey. Oh, hi.
Are you feeling better?
I'm feeling way better, sweetie. But you're gonna have to help Grandma walk sometimes. Hi, baby girl. Oh. I'm so thankful. Oh, man.
And then Peggy Jahn, 42 days in the hospital, 32 days in ICU, 25 days on a respirator, walked into her home to live the rest of her days with the man she has chosen to grow old with.